Hello guys, and welcome, not back, but to a place you might not be very familiar with. So, in the last episode I asked you if you wanted me to continue on as the King of Sath and House Dolaka, I think it is. Dolakia. Yeah, as Vishruth, or as Lalasa, the last of House Alexi. And it seemed like an overwhelming majority of you, if not just all of you, wanted me to play as Lalasa. So, I thought we would just add some kind of my own canon for this and make Lalasa a lady straight away so that we can just go into playing as her, right? And so what I've done is I've given her the independent lordship of a place called Last Refuge, which I think is a very fitting name, one of the islands of the Stepstones. And she does have a weak claim on the Kingdom of Sarnor. If anything, I might make that strong claim through console commands later. Probably will, since I do think she should have a strong claim. But as you can see, she's no longer a slave, she's a former slave. And the way I see it, she managed to flee from the city of Sath with some of her supporters who wanted her in power, who smuggled her out, and got the young slave basically to Last Refuge, where she's now not necessarily their leader, because she's only 8, but she's going to go through a regency to try and prepare her for kind of a exile government kind of thing. Kind of like Dany, right? Where she's the true heir, but in exile. And so, we're not necessarily going to be very nice to Vishruth. Oh, hold on. Forgot to remove that. Care info. We're not necessarily going to be very nice to Vishruth. He's going to be doing his own things in Sarnor. And we're definitely going to keep them in interest. But, I don't know. We're going to be doing our own stuff. And we're going to try to grow in our own power. And eventually reclaim our birthright in Sarnor. So I hope you guys are okay with this change of course. I think it definitely will help to make this series different and exciting. I think it's a nice little turn for us. So for now, let's just set all these people as special interests. And now that I'm here, I'm going to set these free cities, the 3 daughters, as special interest. Not Pentos and Bravos, but just these 3. And actually New Valyria as well. Since New Valyria might get involved, but these are the 3 that I expect I'll be more involved with. Straight off the bat, we have a raid here. Very minimal armies, but armies I will bring out just to defeat this raid. Let's advance so that we have our court just kind of maybe filled with some randos. Sineskal. Ooh, here's a genius Tyroshi by the name of Relicor. He's a potential commander for our armies. Oh no, but he's good. And I do have some tall men in my court, so these are the people who helped smuggle me out of Sath. Yes, and obviously there's some Tyroshi already here in Last Refuge. We took it with our meager armies that we brought out. And they are now kind of our servants, I suppose. Relicor can serve as Sineskal, because this isn't as prestigious as like a Hand of the King office. He's just a Sineskal. Justice here is going to be pretty important. I think Huzor is going to be good for this. And this is going to be important because we need claims. Because first step into reclaiming Seth is to get some power of our own. And obviously the easiest way of doing that is probably through forming the Kingdom of the Stepstones. Alright? Which means we're going to need some titles. Once we form our kingdom, we can probably take Sarnor. So let's have a look. I think we're in the southern Stepstones. Yeah, Last Refuge, Grey Gallows, and Torturer's Deep. Very nice, just the 3. So all we need is one of these titles so that we can get the High Lordship, because we just need over half of them. So we'll start fabricating a claim straight away on Grey Gallows. And the Pirate Lord Alber is going to be probably our first enemy. Chief General can be Avalash for now. He can just train. Yeah, he's not going to train children. Wow, 22.98% chance that the child hates training. Don't think I've ever seen it that high. Yeah, train some troops. Lord Treasurer can be Fanish. He'll just collect taxes for us. Spy Master can be Sagar. They don't like me too much. That's fine. We're going to need a court physician rather soon, but for now, just get me a priest. Ishan. And he will proselytize to bring our religion of Sarnor here to last refuge. Get these pirates reined in, and they are of the pirate religion, so hopefully we'll give them our gods to believe in. That would be nice. And let's recruit a court physician. You have sent messengers and scouts out in all directions to scour the realm for skilled physicians that'd be willing to take up residence in your court. Word should reach you shortly if they manage to find a suitable candidate. Hopefully they will not bring back a quacksalver. Hope I do not have to wait long. Now my mother is dead, as is my father, obviously. My aunt is the only person in my line still alive. She is my heir, but she is in Rathliar, and there's no chance we're going to get her to join us because she's married. So who do we pick as regent? Huzor seems pretty good, the Just Seer. Let's make him designated regent for now. Bodyguard Iloquo seems to be the only one mildly competent, and we'll just give Master of Horse, Master of Hunt, all these titles just to the people in our council. Oh, forgot to give that to the Lord Treasurer. My bad. And I suppose Adaros can be court tutor. Loco the bodyguard, and Relicor. Ooh. Yeah, he's a spy master. Relicor, sure. And I need a childhood focus. I'm already 8. I'm very martially leaning. And I think I'm going to be obviously taught pride because I'm going to exile. Actually, let's make it struggle. I'm thinking pride so we can be taught of our line and whatnot to eventually reclaim it. And obviously being groomed to rule. But I don't think we have that luxury to being groomed by counselors and noblemen and whatnot. I think we're very much struggling. We're very much on our own in our little island. And it's going to leave us a little rowdy, a little willful, and a little different from the Sathi people. So let's do that. Next thing I could do is look for a marriage. Here's a Sathi boy as well, but I don't think I'm looking to marry into them. Oh wow, people really won't consider my marriage offer too much. That's not great, because I was looking to get a marriage alliance, maybe. You'd think maybe the Tyroshi or something would be willing to marry into me as the heir to Sath, but they just do not like that infidel thing. That sucks. I might remove that in the next series, the infidel thing being so strict. I usually keep it on because if you don't, you see a lot of like Brindlemen marrying into High Lords and whatnot of Westeros. And that's just kind of weird, isn't it? It's not quite infidels, but it's the Westerosi just started venturing too much with who they marry, and I think that's a little odd. It's a little odd looking when you see Targaryen king married to, you know, someone out of Gorgoros or whatever. Is it Gorgoros? I think it is, right? That's what this is called. This is Sothrios. What's Gorgoros? What am I thinking of? Hold on. This. Gomorosh, I think, is what I was thinking of. Probably. No. Gorosh. Yeah, it was the colony, right? Gorgoros. Okay, whatever. I'm getting caught up in the same thing. Let's unpause. I have my regent. I expect these guys will be giving fighting traits. No. Wow, no. But the battle of Last Refuge is a success, and we've actually captured the mutineer himself in the battle. I didn't know it was a mutiny. I thought it was just a raid. Thorin of Last Refuge mutiny. So the pirates weren't willing to see me take over Last Refuge and immediately started a mutiny. Pretty understaffed, and we've defeated them pretty well. So let's enforce our demands, which will just end this. And do we have Thorin executed, is what I want to know. Because he's just a random pirate who rebelled. I'm 8 years old. So this is really up to Huzor. The tall man kind of in charge of me. In fact, I'm gonna make him my guardian. Because this is essentially the man who spearheaded the operation to get me out of Sath. Where? Come on. Huzor. Yeah, there you go. So let's see what kind of man he is. He's wroth, content, gluttonous, and cynical. So I think if Thorin says he'll never take up arms and whatnot, he's going to be cynical of that, and he's going to be mistrustful and wroth. So obviously, do think we're going to execute him. My lady, Thorin has been brought from his cell for execution. How shall he be dispatched? Any other methods? No. Just... let's have him beheaded, and we'll just keep his head outside of the walls of the last refuge so the pirate lords know that there's a new player in this town, you know? High taxes, recent revolt. Why is the levy so much lower than it was? It shouldn't be that much lower, right? There, it's a little increased. I'm more confident to put it down. It's probably just because I'm a child ruler. Your rangers report of a suspected witch living in the outskirts of the realm. They have never been able to prove that the woman practices sorcery, although the villagers do not trust her. She's willing to put her medical mixology skills to good use in your court, and offers to become your physician in exchange for naught but a small vial of your blood. Most strange offer. Interesting. Do we take up this offer of a witch who's washed up in last refuge? We don't really have villagers, so I presume she just kind of came in her own boat and she offered her services to me. Very Melisandre-esque. Of course, it's not for a different religion, but she still wants my blood. 90% chance of no effect. I lose some piety. And she becomes the court physician. Let's do it. We're the ones who went looking for one, so... hopefully this won't get me infected. And Lucer, the Tyroshi witch, is our new court physician. Doesn't seem we've gotten infected, which is good. High King Vishruf revoked the city of Sath from Jash. Wasn't this the guy who owned me? Oh, Kuzor, you brilliant bastard. Already, it seems his work in Grey Gallows has come to fruition. By bribing, cajoling, extorting, threatening, and forging documents, I have managed to fabricate a claim on the lordship of Grey Gallows, presently held by Pirate Lord Albar. Leave it up to you whether to press it or not. Yours humbly, Kuzor. You'll obviously use it. Should we marry him to Lucer? Don't know. Just gonna leave it up to you guys if you want them to marry, maybe. I was just gonna marry some of my courtiers off, but I think... yeah, they can only marry within the court, so for now I'm just gonna leave him unmarried. Lalas is gonna have to think of getting betrothed soon. We could get married, interestingly enough, to a Tully. To multiple Tullys. So, is he like sympathy for Westerosi gods and he's Ironborn? Don't understand that. Why can I get married to him? Will not consider offers from infidels is put away by the prestige effects and opinions, as well as age. So he still has the will not consider offers from infidels, but he actually does because of everything else. I've never seen that, I don't know, negative to marriage option be put out by other things, you know? Never seen someone who has that will not consider offers from infidels actually consider it. So I could betroth myself to a Tully. Of course, the problem there is while they have some military might, they don't have a fleet. Right? So we could get them, and then we'd have 6.5k stuck in Westeros for nothing. So it really doesn't benefit us in any way. Aside from that, the King of Umber's son would marry me, but only normally. We might have to consider this, because I do believe the King of Umber has a fleet. No, he doesn't, really. Still, a marriage into Sath wouldn't be bad if we want to claim our throne, but it would end the House of Alexei. So we might consider it. Of course, we could always just go for a matrilineal marriage with Gaian, who seems to be the only tall man of a line who can actually marry matrilineally. His father was chief of Havash. Oh, that's really cool. I like that, actually. His father was chief of a province that was taken over by the Dothrakis, and his line has kind of gone into exile. He's the last of his line, the heir to this province, in exile like me. He's living out in Hornoth, it would seem. In Sath, but he would join me for a matrilineal marriage if I so wanted it. I think this is a very cool way to get married to a noble of Sath, of Sarnor. I keep saying Sath. getting married to a noble of Sarnor while keeping the Alexei dynasty. Right? Because we're going to have to get married at some point, and aside from that, it's really this older guy or anyone in our court. Leave it up to you guys, because we don't need to get married yet. We're just 8. But, a lot to do there. Now, Albert, he has some non-aggression pacts going. So, marriages of his family members have made some non-aggression pacts happen. There's one. My lady, heathens attacked me when I tried to spread the word of the gods and barely escaped with my life and am now severely wounded. Well, that's not good. How dare they? Albert has 1k men, I have less. The first war is always going to be the most difficult because once we have 2 titles, our military might will grow, of course. So, he has about the same cash as me, so I'm not going to outnumber him through mercenaries. What I'm thinking is, could we beat him? You know, if we declared war, would he be stupid enough to attack me? Because if he attacks me, then I think I can beat him defensively. Aside from that, I don't see a scenario where I win. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to look for courtiers, men of my religion, who are not rulers so they can join me. Some military men, hopefully, who don't cost cash, but might have to. Ooh, it seems no one will just join me. Yeah, not good enough. So the best I can do is get someone like this, Fanish. Or Onkar, both of which are good commanders. If I paid a measly fee of 15, I could get either of them over. Onkar is a good fighter. Good commander. He's an Umberi. So he's a Vambar. Right? We're different. Yeah, Tall Man. But he would serve as a good commander for me. A flanker, though. An aggressive leader I don't love because I'm looking to defend, essentially. So let's keep looking. No, I think the best method might just be actually by employing a new courtier. There's no one overwhelmingly good there who's willing to join me. And I do think at some point we might we'll either go full into slavery, being Sarnori, or we'll try to get rid of slavery in Sarnor. I mean, it's one or the other, really. Obviously, having been a former slave herself, I could see her trying to bring down the institution in Sarnor, but also it has a lot of financial benefits here in the Stepstones that would help us reclaim our throne, so she might consider it, considering that's how all of her life... Ooh! All her line has always lived. This is... interesting. At age 30, my aunt, Ilksha Alexei, my only heir, died of cancer, so I truly am the last of my line now. Bad. This is bad. We might need to get married as soon as possible, but we still have a minimum 6 years to go. This war on Grey Gallows is not going to be easy. Shame Isle might be easier. So I'm going to send you to Shame Isle as soon as you can. I'm going to hope I can win that first. Yeah, Shame Isle would be an even war. Selwyn is revolted against the Storm King. Everyone was busy at home, so I snuck out to the commoner's market. When I got there, some children were being mean to a smaller child in ragged clothes. Stop them, or no one can know I'm here. Well, I guess we're visiting Tyrosh, you know, the big city nearby. Children being mean to a smaller child. Should I stop them? She is indolent, so I don't know that she will stop them. But I think being a former slave, she doesn't like this kind of behavior, so let's stop them. The bullies all scatter when I tell them to stop. The small child looks at me and asks for food without mentioning the others and what they did. Is this how commoners live? Donate some money for food and clothes. Tell the child to ask their mom and dad. We'll give them some money and just walk away. So we become brooding. Nice to get some more to this very bland character. Some stuff going on with the Red Priest there. Interesting, because obviously we're surrounded by R'hllor believers. And pirate believers. The Trios, the Weeping Lady, and all of R'hllor here. The gods of Sarnor are far from us now. And that's not gonna help us take our birthright. Title loss on succession. You know, if we died, it would just go to Jash. I suppose if we died, that would end the series. So let's try not to do that. Might convert to pirate because that would let me raid people, but at the same time, don't know how that would affect me when taking Sarnor. Jacaery's a Driftmark accepted Arian's peace offer, so it seems even with only one dragon, or with no dragon, sorry, his died. The two are with his kids. He's been able to put down the rebellion. At a meeting of your Regency Council, Relicor's position on the council was put under question. Your priest Ishan called a vote to have him removed, a vote which passed. Relicor has been fired as a result. Wow, so my Senescal has been removed. Okay. Well, he is quite the cunning man. Could he keep going as spy master? It would appear not. He's just not allowed to be appointed. Senescal Jash, the tall man, suppose we'll replace him. Interesting. Garisha arrived at my court. This is good. Someone for my courtiers to marry. Huzor, I want you to be first to marry. Will I have you marry Lucer, though, maybe? Maybe. Let's just marry her to Avalash, Chief General. Get some more tall men kids coming up in Last Refuge. Because we're probably we're gonna marry within our court, I'd assume, a lot. Okay, can we do this? Yes, we can. Get that claim going in Shemile. In Naro. You have a non-aggression pact. Nesisa and Zarafo. Non-aggression pact. With the Archon of Tyrosh isn't great. Nesisa, there she is. Is married to... Oh, it's not this Nesisa, I assume. Hold on. This one. Married to Zarafo Zokan. They are not even pirates. It's feudal. Interesting. High King Vishruth has declared Sarnori slave raid on Hazdan. Seems Vishruth is going on in his own chords. At a meeting of the Regency Council, Lucer's position on the council was put under question. Wow! So Huzor really doesn't like, I suppose, the Tyroshi on the council. He's getting rid of them. A vote to have removed, a vote which passed. Lucer has been fired. Sure they knew what they were doing. 3 voted against, including Huzor. Oh, Huzor himself didn't want her removed. Sagar, who's that? My spy master, and Lucer herself. And then Jash, the Senescal, voted for. Ishan, who's Ishan? My priest voted for. Avalash, who is my chief general, voted for. And Fanish, the treasurer, voted for. I need a new court physician? That's not good. Those aren't easy to get. I had to pay blood price for Lucer. Just hope at some point they'll let me do that. Daemon of the Rock is hanged. Wow, what happened here? It seems the Lannisters captured quite a couple of the horse. De jure war over Biford, which the Iron King has won. I'll add. So the Iron King has won this war for Biford, but the Lannisters sacked the capital of Pebbleton and took the Iron King's son and wife, as well as mother. Had his mother beheaded, his wife died in his dungeons, and his 2-year-old son was hanged and blinded. Damn. The monster of the rock. Yeah, kind of. Jesus. Weird thing to see the Ironborn not be the overly cruel ones, huh? Very interesting to see how this whole struggle for power in Westeros plays out as well, though. There's Biford going to the Isles. Stormlands are fighting a couple of revolts. Can't appoint her. Damn. Yeah, I can't appoint either of those guys. I don't know how long that lasts. But, I'm going to have to appoint a court physician at some point. Let's get that new courtier. A sellsword. Utkarsh. Okay, I'll take it. He is an aggressive leader as well as a siege leader. Skilled commander, skilled fighter, which we don't have, so he'll be a good bodyguard for me. And he will be one of my commanders. Not quite chief general, but he'll definitely be one of the commanders. Replacing Master of Haunted Last Refuge. Oh, you're the former Senescal. And you actually have no position, you're just my bodyguard, because you're strong. I'll have Reliquor remain because it's an actual commander, and Utkarsh can replace you. Don't know if that means we should go on the offensive when war comes with Shemail. This river penalty is gonna be bad, the crossing penalty. And we'll only have one front, right? Yeah. We only have one sole unit. So that's not great. 851 available. That is slightly more than Shemail, actually. Let's get you... Damn, I was going to pacify the province. Oh, in 10 days. Okay, I can wait that. Because that'll give me just a slight increase in levy size. Right, it's plus 5.5%. Which is always good. Come on. There it is. 890 now, so that's almost 900 men we can get here. Which is really going to be good in the potential war against Shemail. Or even if we do want to take Grey Gallows before. But I don't know that we could win. Outnumbered by 300 men. And let's just have a look at this. Does it say, okay, if we lose the war, we'd pay him 28 gold. Lose our claim and lose prestige. It's not great. But if I just hold on to that claim, I could get all the titles. That ended? Wait, hold on, what? Argilac Durandon, Argilac the Arrogant, has been deposed. And he's imprisoned by Lord Edric of Wendwater, and with no direct heir to his line, they've actually crowned the Wensingtons, right? I believe that's who you are, the Wensingtons of Storm's Drum. And they've been naturalized as actual Durandons because obviously they are descendants from the Storm King. And are actually more direct heirs, or he's a bastard, right? You're a bastard. A legitimized bastard, so maybe more direct heirs to the Storm Kingdom than Argilac was. And Arlen the Sixth now rules. He's got a secure line. Prince John, Audrey, Aliona, and Alana. My lady Argilac Durandon has been defeated. His reign of misrule has come to an end, and stability has been brought to Storm's End. Storm King Arlen the Sixth Durandon, his heir, shall henceforth rule the Stormlands as your Storm King. Signed, Lord Edric of the House Errol. Okay. Expect there'll be a lot of just waiting around early on now in the series for claims to get done. But once those get done, we can really start expanding, working our way to doing things. And if we do decide to become a pirate, then that would definitely help us have something to do by just raiding and getting a lot of gold from these nearby regions. Rebellion in Tyroshi land? Every 3 years? Damn, takes a while. I always forget about the Kingdom of Sarnor. Arkan Parkello. Ooh, Tyroshi Landing was killed in personal combat. But also a free city. Now I'm gonna end this episode here because we're at about the half-hour mark. And here's what I'm gonna do. Once the recording is done, I'm gonna give myself a claim on Sarnath, the former capital, as well as the Kingdom of Sarnor. Harder claims so that it doesn't go away like the weak claim might. And yeah, we'll just use those to kind of progress the series. But for now, I want to know: do you think I should attack Grey Gallows now? Because they're at 1081. We could be fighting a close war. I don't know that I would come out a victor. Or should we wait for the Shame Isle? He's fighting a slave raid right now. Ooh, he's going to be left weak. Should we wait for Shame Isle and take that first so we can be strong enough to take Grey Gallows? I don't know. We have 20 ships on us, which is good. Yeah, leave your thoughts there, and if you guys also think I should become a pirate, maybe, just any advice on how to progress the series from henceforth would be well appreciated. So I hope you guys enjoyed the different route we've taken for this Sarnor series. If you did, do like and subscribe, and I suppose I'll see you later in the next episode. Goodbye, guys.